Our guest today. Who is our guest today? Let everybody know. David.
Andrew Schulz, pretty big comedian out there. A guy I don't know really well. I do think he's very funny though, and I've checked in with him here and there. He was on the roast with Tom Brady. That's how a lot of people would maybe know him on a bigger scale, even though he does do theaters all over, of course. Big comic out there, has a podcast. Kind of a controversial guy, which is good. Shakes it up. And a lot of fun. We had a great chat with him. Mostly, we talked a lot about stand-up and a lot about how to film specials, how to sell them, and what works out there these days.
Yeah, two interesting things. One is he is very much a powerhouse out there. He's very high energy, and he steps outside the lines. He's definitely edgy, extremely funny. Then we got him on our show, and he's kind of sweet and humble. It's sort of funny when you see this dichotomy of the performer and his real personality. Number two, he says he plays arenas regionally, but he's huge in Dubai.
Oh yeah,
and
he did Dubai.
Huge in Australia, and so he films a lot of stuff even between his specials. So he's a one-man band. He's an ecosystem. He's a business. He's very savvy and smart about stand-up. And like David said, a minute ago, his special takes a turn, and it's a sweet story about him and his wife trying to make a baby.
Have a baby, yeah.
And all the stuff that happens. Life on Netflix.
Right. And he's got good hair. Check out Life, and here's Andrew Schulz.
Thank you. This is a huge honor, guys. I just want to let you know this is a huge honor. I'm sure you guys get this all the time, but I really appreciate it.
Let's see. When Wayne's World came out, you were 8 or 9. Yeah, so I get it.
I'm 41. So
41, so, yeah. but you read at a 44-year-old level. I understand.
I'm high.
Yeah, but your specials are awesome. They're Thanks, powerful, man. And I guess it's your generation, but the beginning of the recent one on Netflix is so cool, where you come out, you land 2 jokes, like a cold opening, the way it opens, and your dad introduces you, and then it's a shot behind, and it just says the name of the special, gigantic. Yeah. I mean, it's like we would crawl out in the 90s. It would just, what's up? It's just like, it's an event.
How much control did you guys even have with like how specials looked when you guys were doing
None.
It? Was it? So HBO would just be like, hey, show up, do the material, and then we'll handle it.
You know, I remember Backdrop. What do you want your backdrop? I had an old one called Take the Hit, and they said, I want to do in Arizona. And they said, what do you want your backdrop to be? And I'm like, cactuses? I mean, it's like so fucking stupid. But it was like a desert. Yeah, it was just like, I go, maybe live coyotes. But what happened is no one actually looked at the back. And also you just wanted to be enough to not take away from what you're doing, or you disappear in the back, what you're wearing. So it's all complicated. It's just, is it any good?
What was it like? So back then,
I love guests that ask questions. I really
do. All back then.
No, I love that. You're curious.
No, because like, okay. Because like I was coming up at like the downfall of the Comedy Central special.
Okay.
Right. Like, there was a moment like when I was young, I remember like the Deliriouses. I remember watching like Martin, Chris. Like I remember these like events. I remember going to watch a Martin Lawrence special in a movie theater.
Yeah.
Like they were just these like insane spectacles, right?
Yeah.
And then like the Comedy Central like half hours, I think it was like, you know, you would try to get premium blend. I remember that. And then maybe you get a half hour, then maybe you get an hour. Premium. And I remember like those like impacting people's careers less. When you guys were doing like your first specials, was it like the next week you couldn't walk down the street? Were you already so famous it didn't matter? Like, could you feel people watched it?
Mine came out, I'll just answer this, in 96. I'd already been on SNL, and it was an analog world. So just to be pithy, I never, I don't know how you name your specials. I just called it Critics' Choice.
Yeah, I saw that. Yeah.
5 stars. So for years, my sister would call me, and then I was on cable TV, Comedy Central, playing on a loop. She goes, you got Critics' Choice again. So, but it was a much bigger impact then.
Yeah.
So you felt it. You felt like it was appointment viewing. People were watching.
Once it got off HBO and was on Comedy Central a lot, but that.
Oh, Dana, was yours HBO?
I believe it was.
I think that was the only game in town, really. When I got mine on, I was on maybe SNL or Just Shoot Me. And then it was a big deal because I didn't really know it was a big deal, but you got paid pretty well. And I remember HBO only did a couple. So it was very rare. And that it did have an impact on the stand-up. I didn't chase the stand-up as hard because I was working. And then I got more into stand-up later, back into it. But your question is yes, it had a little more impact. And now stand-up's everywhere, and it's on your phone, and it's clips, and it's people doing crowd work. So you go, is a special important? It's very hard to stand out still. Is it a game changer?
From this generation's point of view to whatever, 2016, 2017, and people like yourself and Nate Bargatze, I don't know, Tom Segura, name them. They're Matt Rife, whatever, Sebastian. There's
who
this phenomenon
places
of gigantic, and you're super global, and you're killing in Dubai and with these inside jokes and tagging them with your material, which is it's a nice thing to listen to because you don't feel like you're doing crowd work. You feel like you're legitimately asking questions or making statements. Anyway, speak to this phenomenon of Andrew Schulz compared to like 2016. I mean,
I think there's definitely levels, right? Like it's like I think like Nate and Sebastian and like Shane, like I think they're doing arenas in every city they go to, and I think I'm like a regional arena act.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
There's some that do. Joe Coy goes different spaces. It's bigger, smaller.
Where are you loved most?
Fucking in the Middle East. I was joking around with Tim Dillon. I was like, listen, if you do like a decade of women are annoying jokes, like you'll sell a lot of tickets.
Women are annoying flies over there.
But so it's like, I'll have my markets, but it is kind of weird because usually white guys aren't like that. Like, you're right. Like usually there's like an Asian dude will crush in like San Francisco, Hawaii, Irvine, right? So I'm kind of, I'm like an Asian arena act. That's kind of what I am.
That's what I think.
Like random international places. Like, so yeah, it is cool. It's fucking awesome. I don't know what to tell. Like, it's awesome.
Well, you're owning it. I mean, you're not like nervous out there. You're not, I mean, you have, when I get comfortable, you put one foot's on the monitor and you're playing to 20,000 people. And this is what you would do at a little, hole in the wall shithole. One foot's on the thing, and it denotes I'm relaxed, man. I am in total charge here. So
would it be easier just to request a step stool out there? It wouldn't look as cool, I guess.
I just want I want the front of a boat. I want to look like George Washington.
Put the front of a boat out, and you just step. What about? I have a question about when you do these. I just talked. I think Segura went overseas, and overseas. I think when they told me once, do you want to go overseas? They go. What they do is. They'll put you in a couple of small, like clubs or maybe a small theater. Let's see how it goes, see how famous, see if anybody gives a fuck, and come back. And then the next time you have a gauge, I'm like, wait, go twice? Yeah. So like Dubai and that stuff, I don't know because you must have bigger themes. I mean, you can't mention Ralph's. You can't talk about Sepulveda. You can't. And that's the hard part. The bigger you get, you have to go, this has to work for everyone. And I remember Chris Rock, I used to say, you're smart. You go politics, you go relationship, marriage, and those will last you 40 minutes. And those, at least everyone gets it.
Yeah.
Is that what you need over there?
Listen, I got lucky that my sperm doesn't work and everybody wants to have a family, or a lot of people like having families. Okay. So like that was a kind of relatable story that I ended up telling. But what I noticed about like Abu Dhabi specifically, is that they're more connected with American culture than the English, because a lot of them are all educated here and in like real America, like Tennessee State, not NYU or UCLA, like some rural American colleges. So they know all the references. But when you go to Amsterdam, like they are those are some tough shows, bro. I'm not gonna lie. Those are some tough shows.
I'm sure they can. It's not even your fault. It's just you pop in and you're like, I think they were saying some of these cities were tough and some were like full crickets and some were great. And you're like, you don't even know. You don't know why. And probably someone does better.
Crickets as a special.
Full fucking crickets.
Full crickets.
Dude, I had full crickets at the Laugh Factory the other night. I'm like, what? Am I getting worse at this point?
That's got to be a meme or something. But what you did in Australia is you backed into jokes about the Aboriginals there.
You know, I like doing that. Like I like going to places and like writing some jokes like the day of and then seeing if it goes well. But I like talking to people when I'm in these places and I'm trying to get information and see like what they're proud of, what they're embarrassed of, and like writing some stuff about them that they wouldn't maybe expect me to know. And what I find is like, if I can, you know, sometimes it goes well, sometimes it doesn't, but if it does go well, the rest of the show goes really well. Cause I think everybody there goes, oh, okay. Like he cares about us. He's not here to just
they like
money.
Something local for sure.
Yeah. They're like, he's made an effort. And he's interested in this place, and you know, so that tends to,
Here's an oversized laugh I got just the other night. Sorry, I'm playing some Valley. We're flying into Ketchum, and I said, I go, some Valleys. That's the place I'm playing. I mean, Ketchum. I just thought it'd be a complete shithole. So that got such a big laugh because it's out of the blue.
In Sun Valley, Idaho.
The clueless guy. I just thought Ketchum be a shithole, man. It's great, but. The laugh is so big when it's local, and I was doing that since the late 70s. I mean, and if I always a few jokes about the place and what's the shitty town that they'll laugh at.
Yeah. And also like, what is some like weird, like every place has a big story. You know what I mean? Like they're not talking about Elon over there or fucking Trump or whatever the politics is. Like whatever their local shit is fun. So, you know, how can I pull that? Like, there were it was all the Israel-Palestine protests when I was in Australia. And there was all these Australians like, give them back their land or whatever. So the joke I had is like, there's some Aboriginal dude watching these white Australians go, give them back their land. And just kind of stand. So it's like that joke would work in New York, but in Australia,
crush.
It really goes. So I try to write a joke that I would use anywhere. But that is the epicenter of where it would get the best reaction.
But you're also auditioning. Like I was just thinking, if you were in Ireland, because these guys just went to Ireland, I go, would Conor McGregor's just running for president? Do you say that? Is that something you don't even know what side they're on? You start something and they like it or they don't like it?
I mean, when I was in Ireland, the guy who's president now is like, he's almost like an Irish stereotype. Have you seen what he looks like?
No.
He's like 4'11". Like he looks like what you think like an Irish
carries a pot of gold.
President. Like literally, like he is a leprechaun, whatever. And so I was having some fun with that, and it's interesting because I was teasing him, but you could tell they really like him. So they were like laughing, but they were also like,
there was a little bit.
He's good.
And like, careful.
Yeah, they're underdogs. That's what they do. I have a lot of Irish relatives. They're underdogs. They're amazed how much we love their country. You know. But I would say that when you do ad lib something that's new that day that you thought of that day and you get a laugh, then you're just kind of alive in the frame. I mean, I can tell by watching you, like, because then you're going to go into your tried and trues because that's how you do stand up. But every time you do something that's fresh, just lightens the whole show up, right?
Oh, it lights yourself up too. You think you're good.
Also. Like Australia was kind of almost like cheating because I got to do like 4 or 5 shows before I did that one where I put out the Australia material. Like usually I just got to think of it the day of, but this was, I got to work it out a few days and like find the bits or whatever. So that's always fun when you're away, but it's just rare that you can go to a place where you just go to a country and tour 5 places.
And I just have to, because we didn't do this either, but you're taping, you have your specials, and then when you travel the world, you've got a 5-camera crew or something. Is that, and then you use it?
Yeah. I have my one guy Shifty who like edited the special, and he was like instrumental in like directing it. And he's this kid, he like started working with us when he was like 18 years old. It's like unbelievable. And he brings 5 cameras and then he just sets them up and then just hits record. So we don't have like this whole crew. We just have one guy that's doing it.
Also, it's a little less stressful.
Like a special. I go, did he have another special I wasn't aware of?
Because that's the shit we can do now. It's kind of crazy, right?
It's very, very smart.
Well, it also takes away from the fear of, like, I just did mine. It comes out soon. I wanted you to have you on so I could plug mine, but no, it comes out, but it was
Andrew Schulz.
It's hard to do. It's hard to do the 2 in a row show. The typical sort of cookie cutter thing for comedians is get maybe a theater, 2 shows in one night, cut them together, do your best. And I didn't do any tricks really. I sort of regret it. I was just telling Dana before. There was no like super tricky way to get in, and then you're getting algo briefings like it's got to be the funniest in the first, and then all your bad material at the end. I'm like, what bad material? They're like, oh, you want us to tell you? And I'm like, no.
But no, they'll tell you. Hey, David,
like, you open with your closer, and I'm like, wait, what's going on? So you gotta just try to get them and all that stupid shit.
Yeah, I saw Bert talking about that a little bit. I think. Yeah, like I don't know. I guess it's like I don't think any of us have ever opened with something bad.
Yeah, you know, you're supposed to open to get them going. That's the second hardest thing. There's a closer. Opener might be harder. You got to get them going, and if you don't get them going, you lost them. So
I went into the Intersectum at Netflix, and they do every minute. You made it to 12 minutes or 13 minutes, so it's like as if you're playing a theater where constantly people are leaving. Like there's just you start out with whatever, and they're leaving, and by the end you've got like 12
You're playing
people.
Wembley, and
so you have to do a special as if every minute they want to go try and watch something else, you know. And so, but I think what you're doing is great. Just continue.
I think if you do like with mine, it ended up being a story. Like I didn't want to do a one-man show. I feel like, like it kind of is almost like that because there's like a serious moment or whatever. But I feel like sometimes when you say one man show, you're almost like asking people to like reduce their comedic expectations. So
or
like
to hate it. Yeah, definitely.
Or to immediately fucking hate it. Yeah.
Fucking leave.
Yeah. But if it
really is a one man show, but don't call it that.
Don't call it.
But if you call it a one man show and they hate it, is because they're not smart enough. Didn't you know that?
No, I didn't know it.
Oh yeah,
right.
You must not be smart enough to understand this high art.
Yeah, it's got
a one man show.
Yeah, you know,
it's
Jay
so
Leno
intelligent. You know,
yeah. The guy who doesn't have jokes, he calls it a one man show.
Yeah, do jokes.
That's all. It's fine. I don't care one, but yeah, Jay is a purist and he understands that. So
I kind of wanted to like almost trick people, and I wanted like, you know, just regular hard hitting jokes, and then eventually you kind of like get into it. And what we found, I guess Netflix told us, they're like, the retention, like the watch through to the end was like insanely high. You know,
because they're invested in this story.
Oh, a story. It's like a long story.
Yeah,
it's like a phone call.
Yeah. So like,
that's how you pitch it.
Yeah. I'm just gonna.
It's just like being on a phone call. That's fine.
You ever call your mom? Yeah, it's like that.
It's like that.
So that's the first time you really at the end you're being sentimental, specifically sentimental, and you're getting awes and stuff. You haven't tried that before, but it's interesting to land that. You know?
I thought my life was boring my whole career. I was like, I thought like my opinions on shit were better than like anything going on in my life. So I never talked about anything personal. And then like when it was hard to get my wife pregnant because my sperm sucks, there was the only thing I could think about. So I started like writing jokes about it. And then, it ended up and it turned into this. So it was cool.
I saw a video of your sperms at the finish line. They're like this. They're not quite making it.
Yeah, they're just kind of falling.
It's a video that's going around. Yeah,
you got to see it, dude. It's just,
you got to see it.
People are tagging my sperm in like pictures of the governor of Texas.
I like that it's called Life instead of like Jizz Patrol or something. You could have really ruined it with the title.
They wouldn't be doing much patrolling. It's just more like they're just standing here and checking it. Looking for some mime.
Where's the egg? We got 10 minutes left. But I agree that it is funny. It's fun to tell stories because people will say, you should do this joke or this is a funny joke. And I do have some jokes in my act, but I do love telling stories because it's the only thing that's more of a fingerprint to you because
yeah,
I do stuff at the airport. I do it about this and common denominators, but I'm trying to do my version of that. And longer stories are more fun for some reason, just maybe because I'm older to go, let me just tell you this thing. And then that's more true to me than going, I don't think anyone else is going to tell this story like this.
Also, like we get a sense of you, like your personality shines through because it's how you acted in that moment. But also I think that like, if somebody walks into a room and goes, guys, I got to tell you this story, we're going to give them 10 seconds. If it's boring after 10 seconds, we'll probably go. But everybody likes a story. It's like our earliest form of digesting information. Like if you just give me a bunch of facts, I'm going to kind of look the other way. If you tell me some shit that happened, I'm kind of locked in. Like I'm rooting for you in your story. Yeah. When you tell me something happened, I want it to be good.
I hear a TikTok story from someone I've never met, and they started a story about a breakup with a guy, and I just sit there and stare. I'm like, why am I even fucking listening to this? But
it's like 30 minutes of
it starts, and everyone starts. I like it. I go, huh?
Yeah. I've actually told young stand-ups who've asked my opinion in little teeny clubs, I said, pretend you just saw something on the street and you just came in to talk to your friends. Because usually when you tell a bit the first time, you're urgent about it and you're very specific.
Excited,
and then you start to lose it. And Jerry Seinfeld says, oh, check the setup. Check it out.
Troubleshoot it.
You got to check the setup because it
put it up on the rack.
That is such a true statement. Like the first time you tell a joke, you think that you like and does well, you think it leveled the room, and then you go look at like the video audio and you're like, oh, like 5 people laughed, but it's just new to me.
One loud guy.
Yeah, and then it goes away. That's so true. Like the same joke, the same words, your excitement in it wanes a little.
Also, when you say one and you say it off top of your head, and if you didn't tape it, I mean, everyone's different, but I hopefully record it on my phone when I go to the Comedy Store or whatever, because when I audition these turds and then I smash them in between 2 jokes at work, and then I do one in the middle. But if it somehow works, I have to remember inflection, when it was in the set, how it worked, what happened, because sometimes I go, oh, I got that one. Next time I say it, nothing. And I go,
nothing.
What was the magic? What worked? What? And all that is so important.
Yeah. Sometimes you'll work on a joke and then get it really good. And the joke in your set that follows it can no longer follow it.
Oh, gets hurt by it. Wow.
Yeah.
It's like, it's not strong enough after how good this joke is. Yeah. Stand-up is the best.
Sometimes you got to tell your joke, I'm moving you up to closer. That's a great feeling. I'm going to try this. It seems to work enough. I'm putting it at the end. And you go, fuck, I have a new closer. Oh, that's so great. Because then the other one can do a little tent pole heavy lifting in the middle.
What's the deal when you guys go to the store? Like, do you have to respect the light, or are you just at a point where it's a suggestion?
Yeah, I go, how long to do? They go 15. I go, great. They go, when do you want the light? I go, at 30. But there's a lot of guys that get the light. I won't say names, but they literally get the light and then they start going
names. Come on.
So what else is going on? I go, no. That's not what else. That's wrap it up, guy.
When the elbow is up on the mic stand, and they've already done 20, and that elbow is up there.
Where are you guys from? I'm like, no, we know where they're from. We don't care. It's over.
This is my favorite shit. Like this thing that's like, and this has always existed, but it's really popular now. Like the comics pretending that they don't care. So they'll have like a notepad on stage and they're like, look, like, all right, what else do I got in here? And then they'll look at the page and then do a joke they did in their last special. It's just like, it's
fully formed a bit. Yeah.
It's okay to care. We care. It's okay to try. We all try. We want to do well. You don't got to bring a prop on stage and fake leaf through it. Like,
by the way, it does better if you have a notebook, because there's something about going, guys, what do you think of this? And then you read and they're like, that's pretty good. And then you read and you realize, they go, well, not good enough for your real act, but for this little thing, you just thought of it. Sure, this wispy idea.
Yeah, keep working on that.
Do you guys when you do a group show at the Comedy Store and there's like 8, 9 people, doesn't it become like a de facto competition? Like people, you're not even thinking about, oh man, you were one of the best tonight. Or you were this like, I don't really like
one of
group shows.
Yeah, it's gross.
Bill Burr killed, man, but you do all right.
Do you do the store a lot or not?
When I'm out there, that's where I'll come.
Oh, right. You don't live. I was thinking, I don't see you there.
No, I'm in New York, man. So
yeah. So you just do that run. You have way more choices. You can run all over, right?
Yeah, I usually just do the Cellar and then New York Comedy Club. So the Cellar has, what is it, 1, 2, 3, 4
18
rooms?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so it's like, it's literally like I got a kid now. So I can go there for an hour and a half and do 4 shows, or I can bounce around the whole city for 4 hours.
Yeah.
And now I'm like, okay, let's get the work in.
I didn't realize that. That's fantastic. You go to one place basically and have 4 audiences, boom, 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 and then get out.
Yeah, you can.
I didn't know that.
It's kind of like Store has 3 rooms, so you guys bounce around.
Yeah. Oh yeah, you're right. Go upstairs, do the belly room.
I don't know. I don't practice much, but anyway, I'm down to the nubs. I mean, I'm like, the only thing worse than having hits is not having hits. So,
dude, you know what I've seen? Interesting. What I've seen now is that, like, you know how like everything in comedy just goes through these like cycles, and like people new to comedy don't get it because they haven't experienced like the last cycle. Like impressions are really popular now. Have you noticed that?
Well, for me, that's all I do, impressions and characters now. I'm not trying to tell anything, but just nail those.
No. What I'm saying is like we've known that about you for decades, and then like things go up and down in popularity. And I think like with Trump and probably Shane's like does this amazing version of. He does a great version of, and I think with the popularity of that, I've seen a lot of other people working in impressions. And there was times like when I was coming up where like people weren't doing impressions. Yeah. Like crowd work is really popular. There's time now everybody's like annoyed with crowd work, and like all these things, it's just so funny. Like all these things go up and down. Cause I remember early on impressions, like when I was coming up, like seeing like Eddie, your best friend, Eddie go like crazy.
We are best friends.
Crazy.
I know, I'm just teasing. I mean, it was amazing with the impressions. You know,
well, amazing that he didn't lean on him, but Daryl Hammond called him our best impressionist, but he was doing Pryor.
If you weave him into something too, it doesn't look like a big setup. You know, you're just like, they're like, oh shit, that sounds like
it's
that person.
It's a superpower.
Story. Yeah.
Like it's amazing.
Yeah.
We all love it. Like there's nobody, it's so funny, even watching comedians, like comedians, we can be like annoying with each other when like somebody's trying to be funny or like sneak in a bit. But when somebody does an impression that's spot on, everybody shuts up and just listens and enjoys. Like, especially if you can do another comedian that we're friends with. Do you have anybody that we know? That
someone's going to do Shane because he grabs the mic funny. And he goes,
Shane has a great laugh. Like I told Seinfeld that everyone has like a little bit of a laugh. With Richard Pryor, it was kind of a constant and Shane has a really good little giggle he does after every bit, and he holds it very much high like this. He's a big guy, but I didn't really realize that, so I'm feeling better about myself right now. But do you have an impression you do or would like to do? Because maybe we can help you out with it now.
We can really coach you.
Like, let me try to think.
I'm bad too. If I can't do someone, I'm terrible. It's a very painful thing to try to learn.
It's selective. Like you can't just mimic everything.
At times, it takes me a long time. It took me a long time to get Biden. I would say like a year and a half. You know, then some are easy. I don't really have any methodology other than exposure. I have to hear something a lot or hang out with someone a lot. I'll do Friends and stuff, but that's all. I don't have any. I just start talking out loud to myself, and it's terrible. And then finally, if it comes to me, it comes to me. But I don't have any. I see an impression I can't do, and I'm incredibly entertained.
You know what I've noticed is like sometimes I see people doing an impression of someone's impression.
Yeah, for sure.
Yes, that's the best way. Yeah.
Yes, because like you've distilled the 4 things about the person that like he physically does.
Get those little hooks.
Exactly. And then, so you did the work, and then I see people doing, that's just a version of Dana's.
Right. They cracked the code. Dana cracked the code, and now you just.
But you don't get any credit for it. You don't get any credit for it, which is kind of fucked up.
The latest one I am doing, because it's kind of fun, is I've just extrapolated Jimmy Fallon into a thing that I like to, because I was hanging out with him at 8H when I was in New York.
Let me see, Jimmy.
And I did Johnny Carson getting pulled for drunk driving. I've said this a lot, but in 1972, and it's where he what he had to drink and where he was drinking at. Oh, sorry, officer, I didn't know I was swerving. I had 2 slippery monkeys at the hook and crook. Okay, so that's the setup. And then Jimmy Fallon is like, oh my God, sorry, officer. It's insane. I can't believe it. Sorry, officer. So it's just this sound collage coming at me that was just pure distilled Jimmy Fallon. It was crazy. He
doesn't have to say much.
Yeah, sometimes it's just a sound. Mm-hmm. Like you could do this one. Christopher Walken sees an amazing magic trick. Just quick. Wow.
Wow.
There, we got it. Wow.
Yeah,
Wow. Yeah.
What was that? Yeah.
Didn't know where the rabbit went. It's like a language, I mean, Kevin Pollak and others have wound down.
A classic
Walken.
Where when someone cracked Walken, it was like, fuck now it's on.
Here, right?
Everybody
they go to this next
has
level.
Walken now, and it's so fun. And he's so
What about
unique.
Goldblum? I feel like he talks in a unique way. Does anybody do him?
Yes. Elon.
Yeah, I think
Gold
Kyle Dunnigan does that too. Yeah.
Version of him. Yeah. I don't.
Elon Gold, Kyle Dunnigan. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Who's doing Elon Musk? Has anybody done Elon good? Because he kind of.
It's tricky. It's we're going to Mars. I mean, Kyle Dunnigan.
You have to have a little stutter.
We're going to Mars. I did it for 18 seconds on SNL. I just did him at a rally. Dog mega, that kind of guy jumping around. But I'm still trying to learn it exactly because he is kind of soft spoken, mostly on podcasts. Thinks a lot. We've got to go to Mars. We simply have to terraform Mars. And he's thinking and the way he looks around. But I'm still coming on to that because there's 2 things. I mean, one is, you could do a perfect Biden the first month of his administration, but people wouldn't be assimilated to it. They need to kind of, So we saw a lot of people saw Elon at the rallies first. Yeah. I've seen him on a lot of podcasts. So it's a work in progress, Andrew. I'll get back to you.
They're tough to crack some of that shit because there's not like something to bite into.
My end was I used him as a setup for Trump to get a laugh. I did it on Bill Maher. It's just, he's like, Elon's there and Trump's there with the red tie. It's like, we're going to go to Mars. We're sending too much money. We can't sustain it, all that. And then they say, Mr. Trump, and Trump says what he said. He's a smart cookie. He's a tough cookie. He's a cookie crumble. So I just used him to set up Trump.
That's it. That's it. It's word association with Trump. It's like every word's got to take you a little bit further away than the point that he's trying to make.
Even he just thinks of it as he goes along. He just word association. He's a cookie, a smart cookie. He's a cookie monster. He's a Lorna Doone. You remember the Lorna Doones? Everybody loves the Lorna Doones. But Trump is. Everybody loves them.
Everybody loves them, but that's one way to use it as someone who does impressions.
That is so funny. That is how he talks. Really, it's like every word reminds him. Everybody loves him. Love him. Gays.
He throws in gays.
Trump will never say like anyone might run out a stream of thought. He never does. We're going to go with Lorna Doones.
It's like
Lorna
weak
Doones.
to him if you stop a thought. So he just keeps going.
Thinking is weak. Yeah.
And repeating the phrase 5 or 10 or 15 times. Lorna Doone, Lorna Doone. Everyone loves Lorna Doones. You see the Lorna Doones, you look at them and you got them and they like them. People like the Lorna Doones.
Take a bite. Yeah.
And it works for him. I want to ask you, because you interviewed him, because his dialect, it is so infectious.
It's so infectious.
It's a singularity.
And he knows how to use it. Like, for example, when he does that little like rev up sound, like, we're gonna do it. Like that. Like he's like injecting energy.
Yes.
Maybe he's slowing down and he feels himself. He's got to.
He's like, I'm getting tired. I gotta come back up.
Yeah.
But like
the fries are wearing off.
He called it the weave on the show, like what you guys are describing right now.
He named it on your okay.
And he was like, he's like, yeah, I call it the weave. It's like, I'm in here, I go out there, I come back here, and then I come all the way back around to the point that I was trying to make. And he goes, people think that I'm stupid that I do that. You actually got to be really smart to go all the way back out here and then come
Why would he say he's not dumb? It's so fun. It's surprisingly, it's a very smart maneuver.
So
yeah,
I know. He is absolutely hilarious because you're just waiting for, okay, what is the point here? Where are we now? And then,
he's like keying into like he said something without trying to be funny that I laughed at. Like he goes, after he got shot, he goes, yeah, and it fixed me up. He goes, these country doctors, I'll tell you, and I laughed because like, it's funny. He thinks that there's regular doctors and country doctors, like that the doctors in the country are like, he's like overall wearing
like Little House on the Prairie. Yeah.
So I laughed at it and he clocks me laughing. And I swear to God, he hits it in the next 3 sentences. He's like, yeah, these country doctors. Yeah. Country doctors.
See if you'll nibble
he's like,
again.
Workshopping. Yeah. He's like,
he doesn't know what the funny part is. He goes, I went to the general store also.
Yeah.
So, because he got a laugh, he was kind of like wanting to understand what did I do right? Okay.
I like when he goes, someone asks him a question, he goes, another dumb question from an idiot over here. And it's just like, who says that? It's always, that's why comedians love him. It's just so funny. You go, who would ever say that?
You almost wish that he was just like, just make him like a royal figure so he doesn't have to be politicized. So that we can just laugh without there being any scrutiny because it's undeniably funny. Like it's just funny. Another dumb question from an idiot woman.
Question.
This woman is a terrible person, not polite at all.
You're not a smart cookie. You're not a smart cookie. I'll tell you that much. You know you're not. You're not a smart cookie. I can tell you. Look at this person. I know the guttural one is such a funny movie that I think is kind of new, but
Cookie, that's Magic Johnson's wife. How'd she not get it?
Cookie.
It's just what he's doing. Like, should we all just talk like that all day?
He casually goes, in Magic, having trouble with the blood work, but wife's Cookie, and they're like, what was that middle part?
They got to take a lot of tests. They take them all the time, and Cookie comes out.
He takes a lot of vitamins. He's back on his feet.
They're working. There's a lot of that breathing thing too, but yeah, there's so many hooks and so many things to do with that guy. It's extraordinary.
I have a special question too. Oh yeah, ask him more Trump. He's back on his feet. He's back on his feet. Yeah, and they're like, "Why was he laying down for a while?" No, he's back. Magic is fully back now. And they're like,
"He's back
now." He is.
It's from 35 years ago.
Yeah, I know.
They worked out. They got it.
He got very strong.
They had to do a cocktail. They call it a cocktail of pills. It's a cocktail. Excuse me. They had to get the right cocktail, and they got the right cocktail of pills, and that seems okay now. But anyway, you had a question, David.
No, I was just going back to his special where you had it and then you bought it back, and I think that situation it turned out to be, I heard different rumors, but highly successful.
Oh yeah, it ended up being the best. It ended up being the best thing for me. And
situation.
Like, I don't have any animosity, by the way, for Amazon. Like, I get what they had to do. Like, they made a business decision, and they're like, we don't want these jokes tarnishing the brand, and I get it. That's fine. I bet you it would be different now. Like, I bet just culture has kind of changed a bit. Sure. But yeah, I was able to put out, and the people were like so supportive, and it was incredible. And then people made a bunch of lies online about how I told them that it would never be available anywhere else. And even though I told everybody, if you can't afford it, just steal it on the internet, and then eventually it would be on YouTube. But it is what it is. You do something good and it's successful, and people are going to find a way to be upset about it.
And when you do something like that,
and it was great.
Was it basically off your website? It's just a click and you pay.
It was like, there was this company called Moment House that was bought by Patreon. So essentially it's like, it looks like it's on my website, but they basically put their mask on my website. So you go to my website and it just kind of like almost forwards it to theirs. And then it almost just looks like, it looks like a Netflix or something like that, or any other place. And you just watch it.
Because Theo and I were talking about this for this indie we just did. And this is one of the things I brought up. I brought up your situation. I said,
I mean, you guys I think you'd kill it with that, but I also think that there's an appetite. I think there's an appetite for you guys now. I think that there's going to be a lot of excitement about that. I think people would pay for it 100%, but I think streaming is the way to go. I don't think movie theater is the way to go just yet.
It's a tough decision because I've done movies in movie heydays when it was like big weekends. You're up against this movie, you're up against this.
Yeah.
And now it's tougher. And when we were going over all the processes of what could be, because we sort of did it. Well, we did do it we just paid for it and said, absolutely no plan. Yeah, and it's kind of fun. And people think that's intriguing just because
it's awesome.
Someone's got to do it. It's like, okay, now what? And then just figure out what surfacing is the best situation. But, when you say theaters, I don't want any stink if something doesn't go perfectly right away because people back off. And I go, guys, I've been in movies that don't do well. It's fucking a dagger. And nowadays when it's all these superhero movies and, even if Snow White doesn't make $100 million the first weekend, they're pouncing on it. Obviously it's a budgetary discrepancy with ours, but it's just optics. Do you want to look like it's a hit? It's very hard to figure out all that stuff.
You're 100% right because you see like the theater empty and the people take pictures and it's very easy for them to like pan the film based on that. But dude, getting people to leave their house is almost impossible now. Like
that's the big trick. It's so easy not to leave your house.
You don't have to leave. Yeah.
And also they don't even know if the movie's going to be good or not. Like at least with like a franchise like Batman, you're like, all right, I've seen a bunch of these movies. I'll get the babysitter. I'll take the risk. I'll go. Mm-hmm. But here's this movie where it's like, all right, well, I love all the people involved in it, but have I seen a movie where they're all in it together? I don't know. But if you put that on streaming, like for me, if that movie's on Netflix, there's no brainer the first week you're top 10.
Yeah.
No brainer. Because it's like the investment is so minimal. It's like if I'm a Spade fan, I'm watching. If I'm a Theo fan, I'm watching. I'm sure you guys have a bunch of other like cameos from people. Yeah. Like it's and then if it is good, the word will spread and you'll stay in the top 10 forever. But streaming.
But what do you recommend that they do? Do you actually audition it for all the streamers? So Netflix and Amazon and Hulu, they're all
you need two offers. Two offers. You don't have one offer unless you have enough. Like even with my Netflix deal, I had one offer and then that offer changed significantly when we got another offer. Sure. And I don't begrudge them for it, but like they're not in the business of paying you what you're worth.
It's just biz.
Paying the minimum they can. There's nothing like another suitor. It's the same thing with single people or something. But they want me too.
If I'm Amazon right now, if I'm Amazon right now, and I know that like Netflix. I mean, Theo did his last one on Netflix, right? So Netflix is like invested in building that guy up.
Sure.
I'm buying the movie just off the strength of
just
taking. I mean, brand war right there. So to me, that's just like a no-brainer. So I'd talk to them. I talk to Hulu. I talk to Paramount. Everybody.
Right. We've been asked about it from the streamers that have heard about it.
We could hire you to be our manager? Is that totally outside?
No, it's fun to think about it out loud because we haven't seen it. We're going to see it this weekend. This is the first time it's been rough together. So we liked it. We shot it. We liked the scenes. And I said, I've done a lot of these. I think it's got a chance. So let's see it all in a row. If it's how I picture it, we're in good shape. So, but the director's got it. You know how it works. And they get 8 weeks. So then we'll go in there and start fiddling with it. But I was like, I have a good feeling. And I've been asked about it from some streamers, like, can we look at it yet? And I'm like, we're not, we don't even know what we're doing.
We're not there yet.
Yeah,
we're not there. Also,
and it's good because there is interest just because it's a weirdo move. But
if a comedy works, it's huge. How many
R-rated comedy?
Funny movies are made every year.
I don't know. I mean, I kind of know why they don't, but I think they've slowed down. I mean, Sandler is responsible for most comedies out there. Like he has a deal, so he either produces them or he's in them, and that's a big chunk out there.
Yeah,
and that's on streamers.
I mean,
so
I think we're basically one successful R-rated comedy away from having like another decade of
barrage.
Really funny R-rated comedies.
Yeah.
So whether it's you, somebody else, it's going to take one. I feel like culture is at the point now where we can be naughty again.
Yeah, just give us one.
And if one goes, we're going to have some fun.
Then people start ordering them. Then they'll be
they have some edgy jokes in there. Spade has told me. I mean, funny, but definitely different than, But
you guys have been entertainment for, especially Hollywood, for long enough. Like everybody, what is it? They say it's a race to be second or something. Like nobody wants to put their balls on the line.
Right. We'll make one thing happen, then follow. Then you go, okay, that works.
I was just going to ask the question or the observation that, like, looking at yourself, like you coming up at this time, it's like you're the CEO of your career. You can either self-produce or not, or you're not asking for permission. You're not auditioning much. You're not trying to meet corporate entities to help you. You're the CEO of Andrew Schulz. And so that the freedom that people have with social media to pump everything, YouTube, is extraordinary. And I think it's great. It's a different world than what we came up in.
Yeah, there's a lot more freedom, that's for sure. And if now is the time, if you just want to create shit, to do it, obviously like making films and TV shows is so expensive that you got to find a way to raise some money. You guys are able to do it, but you guys are all rich, successful dudes,
we put most of it ourselves. So, and that's a good way, if you can, to just say, you want to just green light this right now and go.
And I think fortune favors the brave, whatever that cliche is. I think it's true. And I think that basically everybody's afraid to do cool shit, but once it's there, everybody wants to buy it. So I don't know what you guys spent on it, but you guys decide the price. Like,
right.
You could, why is it not $100 million movie? Who fucking knows? Like,
right. If it's going to do, I remember when they were paying a lot for comedy specials out of the blue. Remember? I think the top was
they've got like 20 million or something like that, 30 million a clip. Like
it used to be like insane. 2-3 million, whatever was the biggest. And then suddenly it jumped huge. And I asked someone at one of those streamers and they said, because if we do a movie with that person, it will cost us 20 to 30 million. So we're paying 20 and we're going to do 4 times the views on a special than a movie. So it's really saving us money in a weird way. And I was 100%. Like, wow, I didn't look at it that way, but they could have gotten them everybody for cheaper. And I think they got back down to earth after a couple of those.
Real quick.
It was
I think it shifted.
Too big.
Yeah.
I remember when Amy got 11 and said it was not enough. And she said, why aren't I getting 20? And I'm like, wow. And she got, I think they kicked her some more. And I was like,
way.
Fucking, yeah. Well, because it was going out there and saying that would look bad. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. That's when you could kind of use the, you could use like sexism or racism for a little extra
it's hard to say with It's Rock and Chappelle. I mean, it's ballsy to step forward and say, give me that. We're the same. I mean, I'm not there.
It lets you know where you are in the ecosystem of show business when people are getting 20 or 30 and then you
it's
get
all
your
supply
offer.
and demand. If you're like, worth it, they're going to give it to you.
I got it.
They know what they're doing.
I understand.
If somebody else is going to offer it to you, that's the thing. If somebody else is going to offer it to you, do you know where you're going with this one that you just filmed?
Yeah.
Or can you mention, or?
I don't think I can because we have a press release coming out this week.
Ah, got it.
Is it a done deal or is it just a possibility?
I shot it already. Yeah, I shot it. Comes out in May. So, but I'll tell you.
Oh, you're special. Yeah.
But I will tell you that when I did the HBO, when we were talking about earlier, the Take the Hit one, and it was noticeable for me. And then it took me all this time, and I did a Comedy Central one. And it was like it didn't happen. Actually, I used Dana as an example because Dana was like, I keep trying to watch it, but I have to get on an app and then I have to sign up and then I have to go here. And I'm like, I can't even find it.
Yeah.
And I'm like, that's not easy. Like they air it once at midnight or something, and then they air it a month later. And it's not like you can just get it like on a stream.
Yeah.
So
they got caught up.
It almost burned my material because I'm like, can I just do this again? Because
dude, if I were you, I would. Unless it exists on YouTube or something like that, I would just use some of the stuff that you really liked.
I wasn't even doing clips. It was right before clips. So clips would have helped it. Like, hey, here's, at least I could clip it out and say, come to my next show. But I'm like, I
would use some of that if you're not. I mean, there's like, I'm pretty sure like Chappelle used a joke he did in an earlier thing in a later thing. I mean, it's like an amazing, it's one of my favorite jokes that he's ever written, but it's the, and I think he even made it like better, but it's the joke about, it's like hard being successful in black. Like, I remember my house got broken into. Like, these people came in, robbed my whole house, called the police. They showed up, and they're like, "He's still here."
Yeah.
It's fucking genius.
By the way, how about you do a joke that's a little undercooked in a special, and then you still do it for a while on the road before it comes out, and I'm like, sometimes I still do them because I go, this thing is 6 minutes long now. It's so much better.
I agree.
And people go, oh, I think you did that. I go, I actually didn't. I did 30 seconds of
preview.
That.
Yeah, you got
now it's
very
a full,
early version.
You got a 3-month-old versus a full adult. Yeah, and I go, plus who cares? That's the thing is like, is everyone really going, thank God I got this all new mediocre material. Thank you.
That's what you got to tell the audience when they complain. You think this is bad?
Yeah.
Let me do the whole hour of new.
Yeah, fuck. Yeah, here's some new shit for you. But it's hard to, they're like, just throw together another hour. I go, relax with that casual, throw together an hour. You're good. I go, fuck, you got to get out there and grind it out and practice. It's hard.
Yeah, it takes time, man. You also got to have some shit you want to talk about. Like,
yeah.
I take time off. Like after I felt like I haven't gone on stage since I recorded. I went one time or something like that. And that's been months. I probably won't go on for a little bit. I'll like live a little, experience shit, see what I want to talk about.
Do people yell out stuff to you in your act? Like if they go, Diddy, what do you think of Diddy? And you have to go, do you have to have something?
Yet. I'm not there. Oh, wait a minute. Actually, they will do a topical thing.
Yeah.
But that's also like that would only happen if I'm like just kind of meandering or not. Like if I'm doing well, usually there's not suggestions.
If you're talking to the audience, do they feel like it's open season to talk from back here when you're talking to this person up here? Does that get hard to do?
The last special I did, like the last one before this, I did a lot more like crowd work and stuff like that. And then I was putting out these like clips that were crowd work. And it was just like, it was the only thing that I could generate weekly. Like for me, when I write a bit, it takes like a while to make it a good joke and add tags and all these other things. I didn't want to give it away, but they just would go viral and whatever. So people were coming out and kind of expecting that. So at this special, I purposely barely do that at all as like a way to just go, hey, I get why you thought there would be a lot of crowd work because I put out all these crowd work clips. Now you see this whole hour. Now I want you to potentially expect this with maybe some interactions, but it's not going to be just interactions the whole time. Because it's very easy where like, and I've seen this happen, like the algorithm can make you decide what kind of comedy you want to do instead of you deciding. And I think sometimes people fall victim to that. Like, something does really well, so they go, well, I guess this is what I do now. And it's like, no. Sure.
But that's good of you to switch it up because it's hard to go in there and write a whole hour and not have any crutches because sometimes you could go in and just with a few things get things right back but it's hard to go out there and practice long sets of nothing. It's just
you're bombing and it's brutal. And
if you're at the store here or even when you're at the cellar, like when I went on last time, it was Nate was there and Chris Rock was there, and you just go, I'm not going to try new shit because there's always someone there watching, and you go, do I want them to go, yeesh? And I go, it's a little undercooked, but there's something there. But they just go, I just remember you bombed.
I think a lot of people liked it, man. I think a lot of people were liking what you were doing out there.
Oh, when I did that night, it was fun. But when
that was me doing someone talking to you after.
Oh,
show.
yeah.
No. I thought it was instead of great, they switch it to good right in the middle.
It was good.
That was
good.
When I followed Dana and I just did a gig together, and when he come off after annihilating, I have to follow this fucking asshole, and they're like killing, and then he comes off all excited, and I go, hey, fuck that crowd. And he goes, huh? I go, look at it. It's not your crowd. Those jokes are funny, man. Don't second guess yourself.
Why are they fucking standing?
That's what I told you. Circles in the green room.
Yeah. I'm trying to fuck with his head right before I get out there.
Yeah. Not all crowds are going to be smart. You know,
they don't get you. Yeah, it's great.
When did you have that turn where you're like, God damn, I'm getting really, really good at stand up?
I think it's
was it gradual or was it?
I think you feel good, and then you go up after Greer Barnes, and you're like, am I good? You know, like there's just, you see people do it that are just incredible. You're like, am I? Or like, even when I was editing the special, like watching your own comedy a 1,000 times,
it's sickening.
You're like, you're like, what, is any of this funny? Like, it's actually kind of nice because then when it comes out and people go, wow, this was so funny, you're like, oh, really? Like, phew.
Yeah. Editing is horrible.
Editing, watching yourself do stand up,
gross.
The worst thing in the world.
Like, should we push in? I go, push out the door and burn this fucking thing.
Push in.
Come closer.
God damn, what?
That's for a horror movie. That's not comedy.
That's for fucking Saw 3.
It's the cowboy shot, you know.
Yeah, keep it loosey-goosey.
That's how I edit. That's how I edit comedy, though, by the way, like a horror movie.
What do you do? Go push in?
For drama and stuff?
It's like, tension, release. Not as exaggerated, but like the same idea of like, I don't, like, for example, like some people, the director on mine, like for the first take, he was doing like a line cut, I think it's called, like where they cut it.
Yeah. Kind of live. Yeah.
Like, buddy, there's no way, you don't have my set memorized. There's no way you could guess the right angle to go to. You don't know which way my head turn. Like, why are you wasting your time with this? Like, it makes no sense. What was that we said? It's like catching a fart with chopsticks. Like comedy, I don't know where my head's going to go. So it's like what we do is make sure all the cameras are filming it, and then we get in the edit, and then we make sure that I'm not jumping out in the middle of a setup.
Yeah.
That's right.
They can kill jokes. Go on your back all of a sudden. You're like, whoa. Bro, what are we doing?
Have you seen that? You're watching somebody's special, and it's like in the middle of a punchline, they cut to the back of their head.
Yeah.
Or like the start of the setup is on their back. And you're like, why would I? Has anybody ever told you a story and turned around first?
And you pay more attention?
You know what it is for
me?
Is sometimes you're watching it like someone is watching it sitting in a magic chair, and they're watching the special, and all of a sudden they're flying way back up in the auditorium, and then right in close, and then in the back of the head, and like they get tired of just watching the stand up, and so the amount of cuts, you're like, fuck, I'm exhausted. So
it's like build things. Also, like I don't ever do a crane. Like nothing has ever been funnier because the shot went like that.
Yeah. Zoom by like, your joke. Drive-by joke.
They're telling me, they're like, the crane is $25,000. I'm like, what? Like, what for what? Just to show that we did a big production. Yeah.
They like to show it's a big house. Because I said in mine, could I do a smaller place? They're like, they like to show that they paid for you and it's a big theater. And I'm like, I think people would believe that I also do theaters, but it's fun to get into a smaller room. So I think down the line, I will switch it up.
How big was the room for Life?
We did 3,000, but that was bigger than I would want to do. We were going to do this other venue, and then they canceled my tapings after Trump was on the pod, which they say is unrelated, and I believe them 100%. But we moved from that venue to the Beacon, and I would usually. I'd like the venue to be under 2,000 seats for a taping.
Sure.
I think between 1,000 and 2,000 is the money spot because you can you can see every person in the room. Yeah. You're with them. I don't think an arena is right for it. I think it's a flex, but I don't think it represents. I don't think it's a good representation of like how connected you are. Also, like the amount of time you have to wait in between laughs in an arena is a lot different than the person at home laughing. So now at home, they're going, ha, ha, ha. But on stage, you're still waiting for the arena. So now they're disconnected.
Shane ones, I'm like, how do you, it's so different to go out when it's all the lights for the tunnels are out there for like at the basketball game. And there's so many things going on. By the way, if they want me to do an arena, I will do it, and I'll film something there immediately as a flex. Incredible. Even if I bomb or just do 10 minutes. But I think mine is about 1,700. It was about that pocket of a place I played I liked.
Where was it? Where'd you do it?
It was in Denver. And
which one?
In Denver's, what's it called, Heather? Paramount. So great theater. Great audience. Always when I played Comedy Works and stuff, it was always great audiences there. So
yeah, they have good vibes out there.
Good vibes,
and
they like it. And
I like 50 to 70 for myself, because I'm doing little sketches, doing little people talking to each other and stuff.
Dana's hand magic.
And the last special I worked it out in 50 seaters, and then I did it in the 1900.
I just love the
idea. Anyone use dental floss?
But I like the smaller. That's all I'm saying. But
I think it's better for the audience. I think the people watching at home enjoy it more personally.
The 10%ers like the big room, to show people, look what you can draw and stuff. I get that. But creatively, I think a tight
better
room.
For comedy in a small room, 100%. It's better for our bank accounts in a big room. And oftentimes we will let our bank accounts win that war.
Dictate.
Actually,
that's a question I had for you. Would you do any commercial that they offered you if the money was good enough, or discerning? Have you been offered commercials?
No, I don't get offered really commercials, but there's certain things I don't know if I want to do it. I don't have a moral objection. I got gambling advertising on the pod, I got a boner pill. I'll do all that kind of shit.
Yeah. But, listen, boners don't go out of style. You're fine there.
Yeah. But I'm trying to think, I don't think I could do a herpes medication commercial.
Maybe an American Express
pulling our
commercial,
offer.
But not bio.
Yeah,
we were going to do a collab with you on that, but it's okay. Forget
That'd be great. Imagine.
All right. Anything else for this young man, Dana?
Just Life on Netflix now, being well received.
Yeah, thank you guys so much, man. I really appreciate you.
Good to see you.
It's fun hanging out with you.
Take it. Let's any way I can help with that film, man. Let me know. Dude. I'm really excited about that.
I'll talk to you off cam. This has been a presentation of Odyssey. Please follow, subscribe, leave a like, a review, all the stuff. Smash that button, whatever it is, wherever you get your podcasts. Fly on the Wall is executive produced by Dana Carvey and David Spade, Jenna Weiss-Berman of Odyssey, and Heather Santoro. The show's lead producer is Greg Holtzman. Dan Soder's on today, and Dan Soder is a young man who has been kicking it in there for a while and tight with all the comedy greats, and maybe you've heard of them, maybe you haven't, but it's time you have if you haven't.
HBO special, a Comedy Central special. He's part of the Netflix stand-up comedian special. He did 30 minutes there, and the self-produced special. And so he's been around, and it was fun to hang out with him. His stand-up is great, and he has a great ear, and he delights us with some of his off-kilter impressions and tells us his story.
It's kind of funny because, his YouTube special, he threw it on there about a year ago, has 3 million views. That's a good trick, and 3 million is very hard to come by. People just throw numbers around, but it's hard to get that much, and a lot of comments about it. They liked it, and that's a good calling card. He's going to start doing theaters, and he's announcing that pretty soon. So look for that. And, he's buddies with Shane. He talks about all these guys, Nate, all the ones we always talk about. And good dude. So I'm excited. We had a lot of laughs with him. He does a few impressions. He's not really an impressionist, but he's better at most impressions than an impressionist.
He's like Eddie Murphy or something. He just does his regular stand-up is great, but he does this really some cool.
Chappelle
is pretty
probably the best one.
Yeah, that's awesome. So super talented, nice guy. And a lot of these famous comedians are his good buddies who open for him. Yeah. So now it's Dan's turn.
Yeah. So here he is. Check it out. Dan Soder.
Dan, when you sleep, can you have the bedroom door open or unlocked?
No.
Or do you lock yourself in?
I lock myself in. Okay. I shut it in.
Oh, yeah.
I barricade.
Have you ever thought there was an intruder in your house actively?
One time, when I used to live in Queens, I had, like in the first 2 weeks I lived there, the guy broke in we lived on the first floor on a very busy street. A guy broke in through the back by pushing in the window and stole everything. And then, my landlord, Anthony. put up bars on the inside of our windows. And we were like, why wouldn't you just put it on the outside? He's like, nah, Dan, that's not how that works. We're going to put them up on the inside. So then my roommate just had bars on the inside.
Oh, might hurt property value. So he doesn't want it to look like a prison.
Yeah. It's more for function, not for to look good.
Have you ever had an active shooter in your house?
No, but I am from Colorado. So
okay.
I mean, that is
you're from Aurora.
Yeah, I'm from
all your buddies are in that gang now.
Yeah, everyone's Venezuelan. Everyone's a school shooter. There's a lot going on in Aurora.
Dude, is it when you step foot in Aurora, right over the county line, it starts shooting, or is it you have to get in?
Once you have to get registered as school, and then
Hi, I'd like to go to.
Hi, is there any seats available in the public?
Oh, that's good. Let's go back and forth with laying down machine gun fire because these sound effects. Anyway, yes. It's a toddler town. Where do you live now? Active shooters are funny, but
we'll put a pin in that.
Come back to that one. I live in New York.
Oh, I will tell you, Dan, quickly. I lock the door. I lock the door when I take a shower because I had a break-in once. But yeah, I don't like to sleep with the door open. I put a big bolt on it because I'm scared.
Now, David.
Yes.
Aren't you worried about locking the door in the shower? Or what if there's an accident in the shower?
Well, I'm glad you brought this up. 4 out of 5 times I'm in the shower, there's an accident. No, actually, when I'm on the road, and you know how people put the little bar over the lock, so it's like a hook lock, and you see TikToks where people go, I bring these 9 things to lock my block, the little hole, I put this, I put a chair against it. I'm not that crazy, but I will say that when I do that lock, I always feel like, what if something happens inside and they need to come get me and they can't get in?
You can't get out.
Yeah. They're just going to take the door completely
right.
off.
Is that real? Is that a real thought? I mean, I don't know. Am I the only one who thinks that's crazy?
Let me ask a neurotic question. When you get into the shower, is that it? Neurotic. You get into the shower. Do you ever wonder as you're turning on the water, gee, I wonder if there'll be some seismic activity while I'm in here. Does that go through your mind?
Not for me because I'm not in California. I think that's a very Californian way of thinking. You guys have fault line brains.
Yeah.
And we worry about buildings crumbling. So I wonder if I'm in the building.
Do you ever think an airplane's going to come into your shower?
Ours comes from terra firma. Yours comes from the sky. You don't. Yeah, but things fall down in both cities.
I'm worried about Delta 126 coming into my shower as I'm taking it.
Yeah, you got you. Yeah.
I don't have to worry about the Earth swallowing me like you two do.
I'm even worried about the hologram airplanes. If those are real, I don't want those hitting my shower either. Whichever.
I got that Pro Plus in my hair while a 7.6 comes in here.
That's why I got Perp Plus.
Yes.
It's combo.
Not toddling.
I don't want. Oh, you better not go off on a rant here, Dennis.
Yeah.
Christ's sakes, Dan Soder. All right, these kids coming up pretty strong. Got a couple of specials out there. Good friend of all those. That posse. That's the new Rat Pack. These cats out there. Okay.
You sound like Rodney. Do you do Rodney?
Oh yeah, I like to do. My new one is Ben Rodney as a mass shooter, where he's like, hey, they're all going to pay. I'm telling you. You guys don't want to be friends with me? Well, now you're not going to have a school to go to.
See, I love that more than anything. Because I love the idea. You saw Rodney, and then you thought, what's the best scenario? And then you did it.
And you go, what's worse than that one?
The language of Rodney. Like, that's what's so funny. It's exactly if he was that guy, how he would say it.
The one I used to do a lot was woke Rodney, where he would be like, who doesn't get any respect is women of color. I'm telling you. If they say that gender's fluid, well, then I'm in love with a puddle. I'm telling you, I'm a white man. I get all the respect.
And Dan is actually touching his chest.
Yeah, he's doing Rodney stuff. Don't worry.
He's doing Rodney stuff.
Yeah, I mean,
that's what Andrew said last week. Andrew Schulz, he said that impressions are coming back. And then I was looking around and, obviously Shane does his cadre, but you're you do a lot of voices, but you don't, I know, is that a word?
Yeah.
But you don't lean on it. Your stand-up is just regular stand-up. It's great. And then you have these impressions. It's kind of cool. It's like a secret weapon.
Well, I would honestly, it's weird to like be talking to both of you and not acknowledge how important both of your guys' HBO specials were in my life, specifically Critics' Choice and Take the Hit. Two of the reasons I do comedy. My family's from the Bay Area, so anyone from the Bay Area was like a demigod in the house.
San Carlos. Where'd you grow up?
I know. My father lived in my dad's from the East Bay, but my parents got divorced when I was young, and I would go live in Marin with him. He lived in Greenbrae and Mill Valley. Worked at a liquor store in Mill Valley called Dan's Liquors.
Been there. Have a house in Mill Valley. Yeah.
Well, what's funny about that is I thought he was working there because he loved me, but it was because he was an alcoholic. So that kind of feels like a Norm joke where it's like, I thought he loved me, but it turned out he was a raging alcoholic.
I know. It's the way he would just slowly go. Yeah, the guy thought he was a real good friend, right? We're talking about the game and everything, like the Giants could have won and everything. And I realized he's only talking to me because he's a raging alcoholic. All right?
I'll just randomly do that now because I'm obviously a big Norm fan. But yeah, just explaining my father's drinking problem. It's because he had a raging drinking problem. It was
right. He hits it. It's just the Normism. But I used to do him as it never got a laugh. I would do Norm as an alarm clock.
Great.
Hey, wake up! There's a crack whore and a midget in your bed. Because I heard him say crack whore and midget. He did it like 45 times on Conan, and I was just 45. When he would just work a phrase you're not supposed to say over and over again.
Oh yeah.
So.
Him on Conan, and then David, I went to college in Tucson, so I spent time in Arizona in a very uncomfortable way.
Right.
And there was a moment when I was in college when I was getting high with a guy, and he did the "Let my tarantula crawl on you."
Oh my God!
And it wasn't for shake; it was for a legit bong hit.
Oh my God!
And I was like. I was trying to explain your joke to him while Spider crawled. I go, you have to watch this special because he does this as a giant. It's
I love it.
Bug crawling up me. But that was like, those two specials, especially like when you're young and you watch, I grew up with like cable. I was like the first cable generation.
And there weren't many on, so you could kind of watch them and know them. Yeah.
Just watch them over and over and over again.
It wasn't mandatory now as it is. No.
Yeah, it wasn't in your face. It wasn't like, you
weren't trying to dodge them.
Yeah, exactly. It was like you would find it and you would almost be like, I wonder if musicians go through that with TikTok and stuff where it's all in your face now, where it used to be fun to probably go to a record store and like dig around the way it was to like tape HBO specials and then watch them and be like, oh, these are awesome.
Everything was slow and everything counted. Now it's just a billion pieces coming at you, but who's your tightest friend comedian? Is it Shane or a bunch of these guys?
Shane and I'm real tight with Shane. Nate Bargatze and I have known each other.
How's he doing?
He's doing fantastic. He's selling out the moon.
He still have that. I think Nate's probably got those machines now where you count the money like in Scarvey.
That's all you hear when you call him.
When you walk in, coming,
and he goes, "Hey man, sorry, I'm gonna need to get a different room because this one's filled with money." And you're like, "Oh,
it's
cool,
topless
mate.
Counting counting money, but no cocaine, just
they got the face mask on. He's just a germ guy.
The kid's selling out so many tickets. He's playing the state of Nebraska. Okay.
It always makes me think of this line from a Bill Hicks album where he goes, I can't sell out a comedy club and they're draining the ocean to build bleachers for Carrot Top.
Draining the ocean.
It was such a good line that I always think about that with like Nate and my friend, like Schulz and Shane and all these guys doing arenas. And I'm like, I'm at a Funny Bone in Short Pump, Virginia. these guys are like, yeah, the King of England came and watched me do a set.
Uncle,
what's it like to hear that? You got a friend playing clubs, and then it seems it happens really fast these days. Where first it's maybe a big theater. Whoa, dude, 3,000, and then it's sort of an arena, like a 15 or 20, or what I like about it is I think stand-up comics specifically, it's always in the rock bios that they get like carried away with it and they're like, well, we owe this. This is what we're owed. Comics, I think in general are just like, what the fuck is this? This is crazy. Like Shane, I'm opening for Shane in he's doing arena shows in Cleveland and DC. And I did a couple with him a couple weeks ago, and he jokingly walked up to me and he goes, I just wanted to headline a Thursday at Helium in Philly.
No shit.
Like, got out of control.
Shit. That's how it starts. If you can fill up a week, yeah.
So, I mean, I think it's awesome, man. I'm very happy for all those guys that are doing just, I never thought stand-up would be as big as, hair metal.
Yeah. Do you think it's, I mean, I think those stadiums are the bigger gigs. If I'm in them, I'm not really filling them, but when I do them, it's with other people. It's a different sort of pace. It's a different sort of everything. And I sort of miss just my type of jokes are a little, and plus I'm kind of quiet and maybe I mumble. I don't know, but it's better for a little smaller area. Yeah. But when I go on tour, it's not that big, but I saw a picture on Shane's Instagram of, which is depressing, of it's like a slide of places filled, arenas, and I think I'm like watching a UFC fight, and I see Dinky Shane in the middle. I go, oh, it's just stand up. But it feels like sometimes when I'm up there, I feel like my energy isn't enough to match how much is in the room, and it's very odd.
Well, that's why Nate is such an outlier there.
Yeah,
he plays it so intimate. I mean, so what's his secret? I mean, what is he doing that's so amazing?
His jokes are he's just so good at
quality jokes. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. When we were coming up, I always called him the Basset Hound of comedy. He just seemed like a guy. Yeah. Oh, he was a big fan of that. He definitely.
He did have a bit of a glow.
What was the
up.
idea behind it?
Yeah, I miss old Fat Nate, dude. I want.
Yeah, where's Fatty?
Where's Fat Nate?
He used to look like Jared from Subway.
Fat Nate should be a cartoon on Netflix.
I would 100% watch that.
Old Fat Nate.
Nate used to look like a guy that fixed like Ferris wheels, and now he looks like the CEO of a blood company. Where you're like, I don't even know what this. You're wearing space pants. It was wild.
Yeah, he's something.
I see. Yeah, but there's less clips now. I think, which is smart because I think the market was flooded.
Yeah,
there's Theo clips, there's Nate clips, and there's almost
Shane clips.
Shane clips.
Shane clips are everywhere.
I see more Shane as Trump clips.
Yeah, his Trump is perfect. Yeah. His Trump is—it's
a secret weapon.
Dana, when you rate other people's like
when you go up to your chart and you put the rating,
when you do the rating, who has been your? Because Baldwin obviously was the classical pick by SNL, but I would argue that Shane does the perfect Trump.
Well, I would say I go by funniness more than accuracy.
Yeah.
For my personal taste, I think that James Austin Johnson is like jazz with it. He's got so many hooks and so much. It's almost an overrunning thing. Shane, first of all, he's a little doughy like Trump. So he kind of can be Trump.
He's big. He's tall.
Clip that's going to get him to punch a wall.
And when you see, he's not Trump, but what am I going to play Trump at 145 pounds? But he makes me laugh the most when he does it. So that's why I go by.
Well, he goes a little more racy. He does more stuff that's a little like when it's on Kill Tony or something.
Edgier. I think Tyler Fisher's has some hooks that are really, really great as well. Really some interesting hooks.
I think Shane's speed dating on Gillian Keeves, his sketch show, when he does Trump, Spade, you're right. He like nails the dirtiness of it that Trump kind of has. So it's kind of funny to be
kind
like,
of thinks and doesn't quite get there, but he's close.
Yeah,
he's close. He said a lot.
He is. Trump knows he's like
podium.
a comedian, and he goes for laughs. Like, I saw him at a thing the other day. He's doing a press conference. He goes, "We're Republicans for gays." He's like, "You don't look gay."
Yeah,
and everyone laughs. He's like, go ahead. What was the question? And everyone's like, everyone's fine with it. Like, who says that? Obama never said that to anyone.
That would be funny. He goes, you don't look gay. Just Obama,
right.
Like, you're not gay. You don't look gay.
That's very Shane. I don't know.
Yeah.
I do Trump woke. That's my only.
I like that.
If he was woke, how would it sound in his language? We're going to take care of trans women. We're going to take care of them. What's happening to them is, quite frankly, a disgrace. They ought to be able to compete with the girls. I don't care if they're 6'3" with flippers for hands and feet. You got to put them in the pool.
Yeah, that's my favorite thing to do with a voice is to completely take it out of context and make it applicable. That was, I screen tested twice for SNL. Didn't get it.
We'd like to hear about that. I don't want you to go through your voices.
You guys wanted to hear about the failure.
After seeing your stuff today and seeing you on Billions, realizing you're an actor, you could play the game show guy, you could play the dad, you could do all that. And then you also have all these really cool takes and impressions. So what happened? You should still be on that show.
I got too nervous. I got way too nervous when I auditioned. My agent told me to do characters and voices, even though I was doing.
It's not all you do.
Yeah. And I was like, well, why don't I do stand up and then I can do a couple like impressions at the end? And they were like, no, they want you to do all characters and impressions. And I was like, okay, great. And the first one went well, but then, you get the call to come to 30 Rock and go to 8H. And it's like, it as a fan, as like a lifelong SNL fan, it's very intimidating.
Oh, yeah.
And it also it was for season 40. It was before season 40. And I wasn't planning on ever auditioning for SNL. I just loved it. I just loved it as a fan. And then I was writing a cartoon for Comedy Central with Brian Tucker, who at the time was the head writer. And he was like, you should audition, man. And I was like, I don't know. And then I did. And I got to do the screen test and it got in my head. I just got like, I wish I could have redone that because I think if I would have been more relaxed, I would have done a lot. I mean, I watch Dana, I've watched your audition tape over 100 times because of YouTube. You get to watch Phil Hartman's.
Oh, wow.
You can go find all of them.
Crazy they have those.
Yeah, and they're just floating around.
Yeah, I never heard of that.
And I think that did me, I used to open for Colin Quinn, and Colin would always go, he'd go, that's the problem with your generation. You guys know every damn thing that happened in comedy. You can't even be surprised with anything. So, and I was always like, I don't know if I believe that. And then now I'm like, oh, he was absolutely right. It was like the weight of knowing too much.
For sure. I wouldn't know of anyone's audition. You just hear about it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. We've heard that story a few times from different people. I think Kyle Dunnigan told a story of just feeling remorse, but I got to do stand up in front of Lorne Michaels in a club with a packed club with a good audience and got to do 40 minutes.
Shit, yeah.
Before I had to go do the kind of 8H, but it was actually in Burbank, and Jim Carrey was on that audition too.
Was he really?
Yeah, putting his foot behind his head, and I thought, well, they got to hire this guy.
Put his balls in his mouth. I mean, it was tough. It was a tough
that's before he auditioned.
I don't even know how. That was in the green room.
Oren's like, I don't know who the impression is, but it's funny. That was on the way in.
I've never seen balls in a mouth.
It's just funny. It doesn't need
something of like testicles in an orifice is always good. I mean,
30
Eric
Rock.
Idle and I used to talk about it with Chevy and Danny and Billy and Marty.
Can I tell you guys a character I've been doing on the road? And this is so. A lot of comics are very rich right now, and they suck. They're not good at stand up. And so I've been doing this character that is an African shaman that I pay to tell people the truth. So he just goes up to him and he goes,
I love the premise.
I do not like your comedy. I do not think you are funny. I do not think you have punchlines. You are just saying bad words. You are not funny.
And then they go like, oh, great. They go, oh, fuck, man, that kind of hurts. And then it like catches on in comedy where like, people are buying. So you're at the cellar and there's like 4 shaman walking around being like, I think that you do bad jokes. I do not like you. And then they're like, oh. And then the punchline that I had with my opener was that it gets back to Lauren and he's like, Dana had a shaman in '89. It really split the cast. He was pretty mean to a couple of the feature players.
Yeah, for sure.
That is
Lauren is like, David, the shaman wants to see you.
Yeah, David, Adam got a shaman. He wants to talk to you.
With me, he'd go, why are you gay?
You do like the boys, but
he sounds like why are you gay guy?
Yeah, that's the whole. That's where I got that impression
That
from.
guy's funny. Welcome to the show.
Funny.
Why are you gay? Why?
I think you go with that.
Auditioning.
Keep going with that, man. That is really funny. And get really specific with maybe the cliches of stand-up. Like he gets into another 7-Eleven joke we do not need.
Why are you canceling is not a thing. I fought in the Sudanese Civil War.
I do not worry about being canceled.
Sudanese.
I cut a bitch is not a punchline.
You can the audience answering for you is not a punchline.
It just shock value.
You are making. Why do you make them do the work?
It is.
And then he's like, he gets really out of date. Jerry Lewis is who you should be doing.
He's like, hey, I had a shaman come up to me and tell me my Dr. Bubot's thing.
That's great.
But so the SNL thing, it literally was like before Dave, the director's name was Dave
Wilson. Davey Wilson.
He was cool as fuck.
Mm-hmm. He was great.
He goes, hey man, I had like, my cowboy hat and like other things that I was going to put on.
A wagon full of shit.
Like,
where do I put my wagon?
Excuse me, I have my little streamers and poppers. But he was like, hey man, just have fun or whatever. And then I remember, this is the moment I remember where I tightened up, is I stepped onto 8H and I went like, man, fucking Farley, Phil Hartman, Belushi, Murray, Carvey,
too much.
It just was like, just the weight was just like pressing me down. And then I just don't feel like I did like, the first year, I think I had like better voices and stuff. The second year is the one I broke Lauren in the room. And that was, even though I didn't get it, I was like, I like that. Because I
what
did.
You do? What made Lauren break?
I did Winnie the Pooh Addicted to Honey, where he was like, I don't know if you've ever woken up at a truck stop in just a red t-shirt, being a man named Jimbo's lot lizard for a couple pots of honey. And I just heard him go like that.
Lot
and I was
lizard.
like, yeah.
I love it. That's a good Winnie the Pooh. I've never heard anybody do Winnie the Pooh.
Yeah. And
I know. A lot of people do Eeyore.
Adam Egan sounds like Eeyore.
Yeah. He's like, I gotta book another.
Yeah. I don't know. You can comment if you want.
Joe's mad at me. He took my tail again.
Tim Dillon missed his flight. I gotta go tell him.
Shane's got another friend I have to watch.
How many comps do they get? Is there a number? Shit, but when you go in there, how many people? Because first of all, someone goes in there before you audition with a hose and sucks all the fun out of the room. It's like the most grossest time to walk. You go, oh.
It's funny because all the stand-ups were pacing. Me, Andrew Santino, and Pete Davidson.
You guys are all doing it? Oh my God.
We're all pacing, and all the improv actors were just comfortably in the green room, like going over their lines, and then you're just hearing people kill.
Oh,
you're
that's
like
gross.
Hearing people,
the worst.
Just murder, and then you're like, and then when you're up there, you're like, I don't think mine got that big of a laugh, but then. It was, I knew a couple of the bits. And what's funny is I wrote Michael Che. That was the year Michael Che was coming back from Daily Show to go do Weekend Update. That was like his first year on Weekend Update. Mm-hmm. And we're buddies. And he was like, why don't I come over and go through your audition, just to like give you notes or whatever and help. And I was like, yeah, that'd be awesome. So I was like confident in a couple of the characters. I just don't think I performed confidently, or I just don't think I relaxed. I think if I would have relaxed, I would have done a lot better.
You know what? Shay helps because if you're on the inside, like when I was writing sketches starting out, of course, you don't even know how to write a sketch. You just got the audition, and I was like a pretty good middle. So I'm not even a headliner. I mean, and then they go, here's a pad, right? And then if you have someone on the inside, just walk you through, because after a while, I think what I write is funny. And after a few weeks, you can see something stand out at read through. You go, oh, this wouldn't work. You can just read it ahead of time and go, this room is not going to buy it. And you don't know that when you're auditioning. And so if someone can go, I can't explain why, I just know this is the kind of thing that's going to set off a red flag. And that does help.
Yeah, because he was really, I had like a couple different characters, and one character, he's like, you should do that one. Was I did the honest 1950s Alabama football recruiter, where he went, I was like, I had like one of those straw hats. My friend, you are one of the fastest men I've ever seen on the ground, and you are going to need those legs off campus. They are not happy about us recruiting a black man. And it was just like, and Jay thought it was hilarious. And I was like, yeah, all right, I'll do that. Because there were a couple where I was like, I don't know. I did Sam Elliott used to do these Coors commercials. Mm-hmm. And this is in 2014. So this is like pretty much before the trans thing became mainstream. But he would do these Coors beer commercials. And I grew up in, my mom raised me in Aurora, Colorado. And in Colorado, there was a place called Trinidad, Colorado, where they used to perform the sex change operations. Like everyone in Colorado knew it was like, oh, you go to Trinidad to have a sex change.
Was it bigger there than the rest of the country? So was you're more aware
and I think that was, but I tried to explain it in the setup of like everyone who grew up in Colorado knew if you were going to Trinidad, it was for a sex change operation.
Like Turkey for a hair transplant.
Exactly. Or like Brazil for a butt lift. Yeah. It was just like, they knew it. And then I did Sam Elliott doing a commercial for Trinidad, Colorado, where it was like, if you were born with the wrong parts, well, there's a place in Colorado that can take your Audi and turn it into an innie. I'm talking about Trinidad, Colorado, lopping off. And I think it might have been too.
But what? Maybe it was the 8-minute setup.
Maybe you didn't need to read a whole epilogue.
You've got a chart. Yeah. Here's a map of the U.S.
You could see in 1988 it's spiked.
Yeah. Sam Elliott talks about where to go to get a sex change operation.
There it is. You know what? I probably should have I would have loved to have gotten notes from you guys before I did it.
Well, one thing I could tell you is that then later on there's people in a room, and there's a lot of great things being said about a lot of people, and probably for sure you. Yeah. And it's going, the cards are going in and out.
All you need is one person doesn't like you and you can kill you. Like, you know what I mean?
Don't know.
It's so crazy.
And also he likes to cast like, if you didn't get it, who was close to you? Or do they already have a you?
Like we have a Phil Hartman, and that's when they had like, maybe Michael McKean came, and they're thinking about more than what I'm thinking. You know what I mean? They're just not just funny. They're going, we don't have a Jan Hooks, who would be someone that's versatile, female, cute, that kind of stuff.
The thing I was told was it was the year after Sudeikis left, and they were like, we need a kind of an older white dude who can play a dad, who can play a teacher.
Good looking,
be kind of hulking if he needed to
be. So I think that's why I got far, because, it was nice. Like Spade, what you said about having someone that's like kind of on the inside that can tell you, because Brian Tucker, I was his guy, and he's the head writer. I think I was like privy to the process more than anyone else that was going through it. Cause Brian was like, they like you. You're in like the top 5. I don't know if you're going to meet Lorne. You might get a call, be prepared for a call at any moment. And then I didn't get that call. And then he kind of, Tucker was there to be like, I think they're going to go with Pete Davidson. And Pete was my opener. Like Pete was like opening for me. He had been featuring me for me on the road. I've known Pete since he was like 15. And so it was funny listening to him be like, I don't even know if I want it. Like I would talk to him on the phone. And he'd be like, I don't think I'm going to get it. do you think I'm gonna get it? And then he got it, and he was like, I don't know. I think I'm gonna do it. And you're like,
He's like, great.
yeah.
So if you said there was it 3 auditioning, just 3 dudes, and then 1 got it?
No, it was like 16, 17 of us.
Oh, how many got it? Who else, Pete?
One. It was just Pete.
Oh, wow.
So that's such a different choice that you can't
no
take
women.
that personal.
And Michael, no women. And Michael Che had the funniest, because we're still good buddies. And like, it fucked me up because, I took it as I wasn't funny. I know everything you're saying now makes sense that they're casting what they're looking for. But when you go and you do it, you just go like, if I would have been funnier, I would have got it. Like, that's what I kept thinking. And then Che goes, no, man, Pete's cool. You're like an older white dude. He's like, Pete's like 19. His dad died in 9/11. And I was like, yeah, that's a way better story.
Yeah, you blew it.
I blew it. My dad died next to a lake outside of Ukiah.
That's not very hooky. Well, that is tough. I agree that he does like someone, he's got Marcelo now. So it's like young, cool, good looking dude. And there's just, he's once one of everything, I think.
And here's the thing about Lauren. He's right. Like, look, Pete blew up and Marcelo's like incredible. Right. So it's like, he knows what he wants. It's his show. It's also why it's been around.
Right. Then you get girls watching, and he's got to cover all the bases. But to say you lost is like going to the Olympics and going, they liked me, but I got 11th.
Yeah, that was exactly it. Where they were like, oh, but you auditioned. It's like, cool. I'm not going to wear my Team USA jacket when I didn't.
I got close. Yeah, you got to the Olympics. That's what you did. You got to the end, and you just. That's the hard part is that you can't help. Mostly comics are insecure anyway. So going into that room. From me to you to Dana, you're just going, why would I be here? This is not even what I even thought about. Like, and do I deserve it? Am I good enough? And if I'm not, that makes more sense in a weird way.
It really, I think it made me focus on stand-up, which I appreciate a lot. And it was a thing where, I'm a alcoholic. Like, I've been sober for 12 years.
Yeah, let's look at a clip.
And
you passed out in your Winnie the Pooh shirt.
It's just me crying on a subway.
Notes from Shane. Bring up alcoholism.
Yeah, Shane's so mad because I quit drinking before I met Shane, and Shane is like, "I just want to get you out there one more night." And you're like, "Brother,
just do a few reps."
So how does that relate to that night?
I just feel like if I would have got SNL, it would have been a situation that I probably would have drank in. That I think I would have gone. It's such a high pressure.
Yeah,
it's fun, high pressure. Yeah. It's cool. It's like everything that I would have been like. Well, let me just have a drink. Whatever.
You would deserve it.
Yeah, I would go like, I'm hanging out with Bono from U2. Why don't I have a beer?
And you're at the after party, and everyone's like, "Don't be a pussy."
Yeah, and then they're like, "You took the Edge's hat, and now U2 hates."
Remember when you wore the Edge's hat, and he was so fucking mad? You're like, "I did."
Marcelo has hired me to tell you you can no longer drink at the after party. You are a problem.
That character can go anywhere. It is interesting though. I would almost want to be there and just see, because if you're watching open micers and stuff, for yourself if the room is dead or if you're following someone really blue and you got to deal with that energy. But what was the energy, the 3-4 before you? Because I'm sure on a given night, because I've seen your stuff, you're out there and you're going, right now, the vibe is I'm the best guy doing stand-up on planet Earth right now. I mean, there is that vibe can happen to any really great stand-up. And so I'd have to go back and see what it was in that moment. And it's probably nothing to do with you,
I snuck in like 2 before me just to see what the energy was like. And when you walk in, through the back, like the main entrance of 8H, and I like peek around, and it was like, I forget who it was, just like throwing confetti and being like,
"Oh my God,
the little fucking piggy." And I was like,
Rip Taylor.
Yeah, it's like Rip Taylor.
That's someone going on and auditioning, you're saying?
I'm saying at 8H, like I saw like a
props and stuff.
Props,
my
and we were just
God.
like, oh fuck.
Wrong.
And then I also I mean, I really should have just fought to do stand-up and impressions at the end, because I think I would have just gone out and been like, they would have gotten a better idea.
Gotten to know you. Yeah. And also, if someone had just not told you we're going to audition,
Yeah.
and you were just walking down the street, can you go up there in 2 minutes? That probably with no prep.
That's exactly.
You
Just
can
like
do a
you got
set
just-
3 days later. I've done sets like that where I bomb, and 3 days later I'm at some club doing great, and I'm like, what's the difference? Why is this working?
You're people in a room. Now you're people in a room.
Yeah.
Why was that so
How
painful?
many were there? I never know how many come to watch.
I don't in the back, I could only see, they like stay out of the light.
Gross.
Like, I know, they just vampire you. But
it's like all that jazz. They're like, next. They're like, should I start?
Hello?
Yeah. It's like Roy Schneider.
I think that's what happened to Kyle Dunnigan. He walked out and the guy goes, whatever you do, don't do it until they say 3, 2, 1. And then he went out and Lauren goes, are you going to go? And he goes, no, this guy said, and then he goes, 3, 2, 1. And he goes, and he's immediately off on the wrong foot.
Didn't someone go out there and then they had taken a break and didn't tell him? And then there was no one out there. And he had to restart. It's like going to the electric chair and everyone's at lunch. You're not going to go to the electric chair in an hour.
Some guy fixing the bleachers goes like, hey, that's a pretty good Woody Harrelson.
I liked it.
Excuse me?
When they come back, they're going to like it. Oh, you're not here?
Like excuse me, sir? Like trying to get out of the light.
Pitch black cabaret style.
I know.
Yeah,
getting your lavalier mic on and talking to you.
Oh,
yeah,
It was one of those things where immediately when I left, I was like, I could do that. I could have done that so much better.
Sickening feeling.
I could have done that so much better. And it is like, and then the next year, I like kind of knew I didn't do any of the preliminary auditions. They just called me the week of screen tests and they were like,
that's at least nice. Yeah.
Well, that's very complimentary. I mean, obviously you were on their radar. Go ahead.
Yeah. But they were like, can you do I think they wanted someone that could do a Jeb Bush. They wanted someone that could do,
I can do Jed Clampett.
Yeah. But it was a thing where I was like,
nothing there.
I was like,
Jeb Bush is tough.
Yeah. I was like, I could try. And they were like, and then just bring 3 new voices. And that's when I did Winnie the Pooh and I think a couple other ones. And they were like, okay. And then they were pretty quick back to me like, nah, not this year. But it was nice.
Pete got it
nice
again.
Yeah, Pete goes, you can get it twice. You can get it twice in the back-to-back years.
He quit and then they hired him back. They go, we didn't see anybody good.
The funniest was, talking about how insecure comics are and how, something like that is, even though it is like a cool thing, it's still a loss. The season premiere of SNL 40, which by the way, I think they did take one of my things in which you signed the contract. So I'm not like mad about it. But one of the things I did, one of the sketches I did was Jason Statham's edible arrangements, where I was like, if you're proud of your family, send them a bouquet, but not of flowers, but of fruit made of fists. How about you kick them with some cantaloupe with Jason Statham's edible arrangements? And then one of the sketches that they cut was Jason Statham's Jason Stakeham's. That was like that episode. And I was like,
oh, right after your audition. Oh.
Whoops.
That's a little too close to the bone there.
But that's also, in all fairness, and people love to leave this part out whenever they tell about sketches. You sign a contract going like, hey, I'm giving you these ideas. Like when you audition, there is a contract that's like, whatever they see, if they like it, it's going to be theirs. And I completely understood that. So I wasn't mad about that.
Well, it says in the contract, we will not hire you, but we do love these ideas.
but good joke.
Yeah.
But the first SNL 40 premiere, I was at the Stand here in New York at their old location. And I was doing the 8 to 10 in the midnight. And I was very excited to watch Che on Weekend Update because, I've known him since we were doing open mics together. And 8 and 10 o'clock show were great. Midnight show, I bombed so hard. I had like flop sweat. Like it was through both shirts I was wearing. And I went first on the show and just absolutely fucking bombed. And then I go upstairs to where the restaurant is at the Stand and they have it. SNL's on all the screens. And it's Che on Weekend Update, which I'm excited about. I'm like, but I'm excited. So I watched Che do a couple jokes and then he does the thing where he's like, and now I'd like to introduce our newest cast member, our young people correspondent, Pete Davidson. And Pete's got phenomenal stand-up jokes. And he comes out and Pete fucking murdered on his first Weekend Update. And I'm sitting there watching it with hot sweat drying on my forehead.
Oh,
and Pete had a roommate at the time named Derek, who's a comic, black dude in New York. He's a comic. And Pete's killing. I'm watching, and Derek is walking up and down the stand going, he's the next Eddie Murphy. He's the next Eddie Murphy. I'm just fucking standing there watching
it's
this.
Still escalating.
Yeah, I'm like, where's my dad going to come back from the dead and be like, I'm proud of him, not you. It was wild.
He is the GOAT.
Yeah.
He is the GOAT. Damn
Ain't nobody funnier than this man. And you're just like, ah, fuck.
It's an emotionally violent. I bombed horribly following Sam Kinison at midnight when at the Comedy Store, the original room with no MC in between, and just dead silent. I mean, just death.
What does Sam bring in? Sam goes, all right, this next young man.
I go, what's up? What's up? And then I saw a little painting lights up. I looked over, it had been lit up. And so, it took me a couple months to get over that. I thought SNL was out of there.
You remember every bomb. You remember every bomb so accurately that you're just like,
it can turn so fast.
You would have done better if they saw you. They saw me and Rob Schneider at the maybe Catch Rising Star, but we didn't do that well. But Dennis Miller was saying they're just going to look at the writing, so that you don't even have to do well, and they just want to see kind of what you're thinking, and if it's a little weird or a little something. And they didn't have one of me. They had Dana, but they were like, I was brought as a writer and Schneider, and they didn't have anyone who looked like Schneider, so he got on a little quicker. And then Sandler was unique, and Farley was very unique. So I'm just saying that when I walked off stage, I was kind of like, tough. There's probably 25 people in that crowd that night. Probably 10 SNL, 12 SNL, 12.
Oh, gee. So they were like about half of it.
Yeah, like comes in, like they come in into a crowd that's not that full, and then you see like you hear, and it's like Jim Downey and and then all these people that are and some cast members. I think anyone's invited, because I remember being there and Marcy Klein going, they're doing auditions if you guys want to stop by, or like, how horrible to see us all come in and watch. And like,
I just said it, dude. If I would have walked in there and just Kristen Wiig would have been staring at me,
I know, like what's this fucking chump got?
Just not even blinking. just,
oh God, are you mad at me?
I was there for Louis. I watched Louis.
Oh, at Caroline's, right?
Yeah. Dana, your boy, Louis.
My head writer, Louis.
Yeah.
From the Dana Carvey show, my head writer. What?
Okay,
Dude, the Dana Carvey show. Let me tell you right now, that affected me. Dana.
It did me too.
Yeah, but as a little boy that was your biggest fan, when they took off the Dana Carvey show, that was a bad Monday for everyone in my class.
I know, we had Murderers Row, boy. Carell, Colbert.
Fuck, you guys had the fucking best.
Yeah.
That documentary was phenomenal. It really was like, it's funny because I would tell people about the Dana Carvey show sketches, and they would treat me like I was crazy. Like people it was like a Mandela effect.
Yeah.
Like I was misremembering something, where I would do the nauseous waiter was always one that I'd be like,
oh yeah, that was the killer. That was Colbert and Carell.
And when you guys would pay for stuff and drive away, your bad pranks.
They still show those. They show those Dan on Instagram now.
Thought I was going to lose Steve. I mean, he was so committed and flipping out in that car, and the veins were popping out of his head. I said, between texts, we'll flip out, but I mean, it's okay.
You gotta chill out, dude. Yeah.
But when it's just getting the lens on people. Like it was just Colbert and Carell, just two guys. Yeah. We nicknamed the two Steves. And then as they emerge and they go on, you go, oh, it was Steve Carell, and So I would, if I was your manager or agent, I would still float you around for SNL.
I don't know. I think.
Just put it out
have
there.
To come find you at this point.
I think they could use your versatility and your impressions, your take on things. I don't know. It's just. I don't think there's any. Phil Hartman got on at 38 or 39.
Yeah, I mean, that audition. You want to see the perfect audition. The guy. First off, just comes out, does the private eye, the perfect private eye voice.
Chick Hazard.
Yeah. I was dancing cheek to cheek with a bar, and it's like, it's perfect. And then his impressions are in fucking German. He does his impressions in German. as the best German impressionist.
A legend at the Groundlings already.
Yeah, I got to look him up.
Didn't really even want to do the show.
It's funny. He talks. He does like an infomercial voice where he's like, "It's the stun gun, the incredible stun gun," and he does the 3 different rays, and he goes, "Look, there's Bonnie Bernstein," and he like hits him with one, and you hear people in the back laugh, like you hear him break everyone there. They go like, "Ah, that's good," because he's just doing the impression and then breaks to go like, Bonnie Brillstein, you're frozen.
He would always be called in for the voiceover. It's Happy Fun Ball.
Oh, it's the best. I mean,
Happy Fun Ball is a top 10 commercial.
When we did Church Chat, David and I, the past fall, Phil, they still use Phil's voice.
People applauded at that.
It's a little emotional.
Yeah.
Now it's time for Church Chat. Yeah. But that's, you have a wide skill set. I mean, you're in the Phil Hartman territory, as far as what I can tell.
You look like a carpenter, and they bring you up like that. This next guy looks like a carpenter.
This guy's can't fix stuff, but he can do voices.
Yeah,
so that's it.
He's gonna fix your funny bone. That's what you should say. Before we let you go, I got to ask a quick question about. You did say you're from Arizona. You went to Dirtbags to drink, maybe that bar, and you were in. What did you do in Drunk Parents?
Oh, I had a scene with Alec Baldwin in a diner. I did
Baldwin.
This was pretty awesome. Number one, when I went in to audition, it was just like, a regular old audition. And then Dirty Work's one of my favorite movies of all time.
Dirty Work.
It's like,
I love it.
It's
Bob
like,
Saget or no?
Didn't Fred co-write Dirty Work?
Yeah.
No. Oh,
that's why. So I walk in and Fred Wolf is sitting there, and I go, "Oh shit, Fred Wolf!" Like I walk in, and that was my first reaction. I go, "You're Fred Wolf," and he goes, "You know him." He's like, "Yeah,
oh yeah, hey Dan."
Yeah, you do.
And I go,
Norm. Norm wrote a lot of that.
That's
stuff
really funny. You're really good. You're not so good.
But he goes, yeah. And I go, I was just quoting Dirty Work the other day, or Chevy Chase's line, where he goes, the worst part of these bookies is they break your legs and they still expect you to pay you the money. and he goes, yeah, that. And then I auditioned and it went like, all right, or whatever. And then I left. And then Fred came out and he was like, hey, there's another role. Could you read for it? If I gave you like 15, 20 minutes, could you like learn the sides and come in and do this other role? And I was like, yeah, sure. And so I just did it. And I came back in and it was the role that I ended up getting, which was Rusty, who's a guy who sells catalytic converters, or is like trying to recruit Alec Baldwin to steal catalytic converters. And so that was like, we just filmed in this diner up in the Bronx for like a morning. But the thing I'll always remember is I went through a really tough breakup, like right then. Like a girl just absolutely crushed me. And then I had to go film with Alec Baldwin. And the night before I filmed, I was at the stand again and I saw Judah Friedlander and I was like, hey, I'm going to see your buddy, Alec Baldwin. And Judah was like, tell him you're a stand-up comedian. He loves stand-up comedians. And I was like, awesome. So we're in the makeup trailer and he comes in and I introduce myself and I was like, hey, my name's Dan. I'm a stand-up comedian. I'm playing Rusty or whatever. And Judah Friedlander, I saw him last night. He says hello. And he did the tell the world champion I say hello. And then he like sat down in his makeup chair. And throughout the, he's like, he kind of directed his own scene where he was like, no, put the camera right there. No, put the camera right there. And then he like, and then like, I'm across a diner just like watching Alec Baldwin. I mean, 30 Rock is my favorite television show of all time.
Yeah,
I'm watching Jack Donaghy just fucking rip it in front of me.
Yeah,
and he is Jack Donaghy. Like I know he isn't, but he is in my head.
Of course, yeah.
He's like, Lemon, that's not how that goes. But he, so we're filming, and then we break to move stuff around and to get my coverage. And he's talking to me and we're like eating this plate of fries. And I'm like, yeah, I went through a really bad breakup this weekend. And he just talked me through it. He was like, what happened? And I like tell him, and he's like, and he was like, I just remember I go, we were so hot and heavy before Christmas. And then she went away and it kind of changed. And Alec Baldwin dips a fry and he goes, someone got in her ear. And then he eats the fry.
Yeah, that sounds like Alec.
And then we're like talking, and then at this one point he goes, I went through a tough breakup in 2000. And I went, yeah, Kim Basinger. And
Yeah,
he
Kim
went,
Basinger.
Yeah, he went, yeah, it was a tough breakup. And then he was just giving me this it was really sweet. He was just giving me this advice. And it was awesome.
He loves to talk about stuff, everything, anything. He would love.
He likes to be funny, and
he's very curious. He'd be like, "What happened?"
But it just broke me when he dipped the fry and he went, "Someone got married." And you're like,
"He's funny, dude."
Yeah, dude.
I want to. I want you to do a couple impressions for us. First of all, Front Desk Energy. That is your podcast. Did I get that right?
Oh,
or is
no,
that
it's
just
called
a
Soder.
byline?
It's just called Soder.
It's just called Soder, and the
Soder
episode.
Pod.
Okay.
Yeah, it's just my last name. I'm
Soder
not creative.
Podcast.
Yeah.
Okay. Front Desk Energy was the name of the episode with Shane.
Yeah. Shane it was actually the day after. What's funny about that was the day after Shane hosted SNL the first time. And I've, you talk about you on the Dana Carvey show, obviously helping Carell and Colbert and all those and Louis and stuff.
Bill Cott.
Yeah. Shane used to be my opener. I saw Shane in Pennsylvania and I was in Philly and I was like, you should come on the road with me. And then me and a couple other friends got him to move up to New York. And so that's why it's awesome now that I'm going to go open for him at an arena. Yeah. And you're like, well, it looks like this investment paid off.
Well, let's try to get a tour together where you do headline. It's called Secret Headliner, and Pete Davidson and Shane open.
And you know who also? Tim Dillon used to feature for me, and Nick Mullen. Yeah, Nick Mullen.
My God.
By the way, I remember a show where Tim Dillon buried me so bad that halfway through my set, I was like, in my head, you have that comic thought where you go, should I ask them if they want me to bring Tim back out? Because it was like,
oh, he's too good.
Yeah, it was at the Vermont Comedy Club in Burlington on a show, and Tim just murdered for 25 minutes, and then I went out there and I was like, well, I mean, what am I gonna fucking do?
That's hard to do. That's a
what the fuck am I gonna do? But Shane was like that. Shane would kill, and you'd just be like, fuck.
I know. Don't get a opener that's that good.
Guys, just get kind of a nice, sweet opener. It doesn't do anything like you. Kind of mellow. I mean,
but this was I was still in that you need to be the best you can be. You both are absolutely right. Get a guy that's good, but not gonna fucking make you go crazy.
Yeah. Or a woman, somebody just different. So you self-produced, right? You did a Comedy Central special, and then a Netflix. You did 30-minute the stand-ups, and then which I think is cool. People are doing it, and Shane did it on YouTube, right? That's called On the Road. Did I get that?
That was
right?
recent. So I did HBO. I did an HBO hour in 2019, which was I think I feel lucky. I think I was one of the last people to do a real HBO special.
Yeah.
Like an actual on HBO. It debuted full hour. It was the best experience of my life. Especially talking about your guys' HBO specials. Dana, I got to perform at Palace of the Fine Arts last month. I headlined. And I kept thinking about it. Yeah,
1,000 seats.
Yeah, as a Niner fan, because my dad's from the Bay, I just kept wanting to go fucking 49ers. You say that and they go crazy.
God, yes.
But I did the HBO special, and then HBO, I think kind of fell off. And Netflix, I have a good relationship with, but I was just on the road so much. My agent was like, "You should just record your hour right now." Because I didn't have any plans to. And I think that's what the difference of the business is now. Now you can just take a guy that can give you a 4-camera shoot. You can do it on the fly and just put it on YouTube. And it got, I think we're at close to 3 million.
Yeah, 3 million.
It was just a thing where it was this is exactly what I needed at this time of my career. I was jokingly calling it a mixtape, just putting out a mixtape and being
it is
here's what
that.
Here's what I'm doing on the road right now. Come and see me on the road. And it really helped. I'm about to kick off a theater tour, the Golden Retriever of Comedy tour. It's my first theater tour, and I'm excited. And I think the YouTube special really helped that.
So you've made the leap to theaters.
Yeah, I'm making the leap in the fall. I'm still doing clubs through the summer, but then I've done a couple theaters. In certain cities in San Francisco and San Diego at the Balboa. And it was I think it's a slow roll. I'm not, I'm friends with Nate and Shane and Tim, and I see these guys go from being I did a funny bone, then I'm doing Taj Mahal. And it's like I'm like very slow and steady, very slow.
Well, it's adding up now. All the specials and all the podcasts. You're on a lot of podcasts.
They give you a good review, and then you go back to city. It's the same thing. Just building.
Yeah, exactly. It's just the slow route is very slow.
Yeah, this will kick
well,
it in.
You're still you're brand new. Trust me, you got a long way to go. Louis. A lot of people. Sebastian. It was around early 40s when they really took off.
Yeah, that's I say this. I said this to my manager, and they're like, "Oh Jesus!" But it is the truth. White dudes hit their superpowers in stand up in their 40s because stuff starts hurting, and you stop caring less about being cool. And I think there's this kind of thing of like, you're comfortable. Like I feel more comfortable doing stand-up than I've ever felt.
Yeah, you want to have that next level of confidence. Like, get out of my way. Yeah. You ain't ever wait till they get a load of you.
Wait till they get a load of
Wait till they get a load of Dan.
Yeah.
Just real quickly, because we've never had anyone do these on this show. Just a quick Chappelle and a quick Cat Williams.
Cat Williams is reactionary. I don't even think it's that good, but
because you just go high with it.
It's just I can't even.
But